We were going to do question 2 using elimination. This is a problem that's been like screwing with my honors a little bit, because like as soon as it doesn't look like a normal 3x3, then they kind of like freak out. So if you guys are looking at this one, this is an example of one that probably would be easier to use substitution, because like if I solved for this y in this first one, I could move this negative 2x over, and then when I plug it in here, I would already create my 2x2 system. So I'm going to show you what that one would look like. So if I took this and I moved it over, I would have y equals negative 2x plus 1. And remember, your goal with everything that you're doing is to create a 2x2 system. So if I take this and I plug it in right here, I would have, and I'll pull up my paper in a second, but I would have negative 2 times negative 2x plus 1 plus 5z equals negative 5. So if I substitute it in to that second equation, I would have this automatically right off the bat. And then I would distribute, and this would give me 4x minus 2 plus 5z is equal to negative 5. So no like terms on the left side to combine, but I do want to move that number to the other side. So I would add 2, and that would give me 4x plus 5z is equal to negative 3. So just by substituting into that second equation, if you go and look at your third equation is already just x's and z's. So your third equation is 3x plus 4z is equal to negative 2. So automatically I have xz number. This is my 2x2. So even though it looks a little funky, like it's a significantly shorter problem when you don't have a full 3x3 to work with. So just by using substitution on equations 1 and 2 and getting to where I just have x's and z's, I already had x's and z's in my third equation, so I can just say, okay, well that's my 2x2 system that I'm going to solve. So now you could come down here and say 4x plus 5z is equal to negative 3. 3x plus 4z is equal to negative 2. And then you would solve that one. So 3, you can't multiply to get 4. 4, you can't multiply to get 5. So you know you need to multiply both of them. So if I multiply the top by negative 3 and I multiply the bottom by positive 4, that would eliminate my x's. So I would get negative 12x minus 15z is equal to 9. And I would get 12x plus 16z is equal to negative 8. These would cancel. Negative 15z and 16z would give me just z is equal to 1. So that would be your first piece. Then you take that and plug it into either one of these equations. So if I plug it into this first equation, I would have that 4x plus 5 times 1 is equal to negative 3. So I would subtract 5, and I would get that 4x is equal to negative 8. Divide by 4, x is equal to negative 2. So I've solved my 2x2 system. So I've solved x, I've solved z. And now if I go back to that problem that I substituted in at the beginning, so that first equation that I created was y equals negative 2x plus 1. So if I take x and I plug it into here, I would have negative 2 times negative 2 plus 1, which is 4 plus 1. So y equals 5. So again, write your final answer. It's negative 2, comma 5, comma 1. Okay, we have a little less than 10 minutes, so I want you guys to try to do number 3. So using whatever method you want, doing number 3. So you can use elimination, you can use substitution, whatever you want to use to solve.